Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
And good evening, everyone. Just a delightful day out there today, although the wind was a bit busy, and those winds are relaxing right now at the present time. And the sky is basically mainly clear across the region. And high temperatures today, boy, they were pretty enjoyable as well, making it into the low 80s across the area, even down right along the south coast because the wind was more or less straight out of the west today. So it was more of a land breeze everywhere. 81 in Newport. Out on the Cape and the islands got into the low 80s as well. And look at Block Island, even very close to 80 degrees, topping off at 78. The numbers at this hour have not changed much across the region, maybe dropping back a degree or two. So it's a nice, pleasant evening as these winds continue to ease over the next hour or two. But let's look across the rest of the country. Boy, the heat is on in the Plain States and Lincoln, Nebraska, 99 degrees right now. It was over 100 just last hour. And this is the area of heat that is going to be coming in our direction as we move through the weekend, and it will be here early next week. The first half, things are really going to be cranking in terms of heat and humidity, so potentially some dangerous heat levels setting up in terms of how hot it will feel. So you really need to slow down and take it easy, especially going into next week. If you work outdoors, try to limit any outdoor activity you have and make sure you have plenty of water and be able to seek the air conditioning when possible. So let's break it all down, see how this all plays out. All right, as we go into tomorrow, we're going to be looking at a mixture of sun and clouds. In fact, a fair amount of sunshine through the morning hours. The clouds start popping up for the afternoon with high pressure sitting to the south. The humidity will begin to increase during the course of the day. It'll be more humid off to our west, but it starts to push in as we go through the balance of the weekend, and that'll be ushered in by a warm front coming through Saturday night. So that means Sunday morning we'll start the day off with clouds and perhaps a shower, maybe even a rumble of thunder, but the greatest risk for that will be off to the north and west of us. And then the sky begins to clear as we go into Sunday afternoon, but the heat continues to pour in. We'll be heading into the 90s. And then we head for Monday. It's another warm front crossing in the area. Hotter temperatures coming in. In fact, we'll be seeing highs climbing into the 90s. And by Tuesday, we could be approaching 100 degrees. Combine that with dew points, the very humid air that'll be into the low 70s again. That's what's going to create the heat indices, making it feel like 100 degrees plus. All right, here's the near term, though. Here's how it looks as we start off our weekend. It's a mixture of sun and clouds. High temperatures mid-80s for tomorrow. A round of clouds come in for Saturday night, Sunday morning with a shower anytime between 7 and maybe 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And possibly a rumble of thunder in the afternoon. The sun comes back and the humidity's with us, and we're heading into the low 90s. The start of a heat wave. Again, as we go into Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be well into the 90s. Heading to the beach for tomorrow. The low tide's in the morning. We'll look at a high tide just about 5 o'clock. Good visibility on the bay in Newport. But the UV index when that sun is out is very high, so make sure you have the sunscreen handy. There is a moderate risk for rip currents. All right, here we go. We're heading towards 90 on Sunday, 90 plus on Monday, low to mid-90s in fact. And on Tuesday, we could be near 100 degrees. In fact, I think some spots may hit it well across the interior. So keep that in mind. And then combine that with the humidity, and we'll feel like it's 105 to 110. And then finally, some relief for the second half of the upcoming week. That's your latest forecast.